Hey y'all, I want to share with you Google Jamboard. So I'm going to start with just showing you some templates so you can get an idea of what it looks like. The first one I want to show you is an activity Brainstormer. So what you can use is give an idea in the middle of the screen and then use the sticky notes on the left-hand side of the screen for students to insert their ideas. Everybody can work on the same shared Jamboard, or you can put students into groups and then each group can have their own page. So if you'll notice here, this says 1 out of 5 in the top center. So that's page 1 of 5. And then you go to page 2, I would just click the arrow to move to page 2. And then page 2 could be group 2. And then page 3 could be group 3 and so on. Or you can have everybody on the same page and share their ideas. Another example of Jamboard is sharing the pros and cons, or just having students put their pros and cons of a specific item. They also could have thumbs up, thumb down, and then you could ask a question and then they drag their post-it note to where they want to post it. And then I'm going to show you one more Jamboard just to give you an idea of another way that you could use it. And then I'm going to go through and show you how Jamboard works. So this Jamboard has a picture on the left and then it asks a specific question on the right, and then the students can identify that or answer that question by using the pen tool or simply clicking and dragging the circle provided. So those are 3 examples of Jamboard. Let's go ahead and take a look at how it functions or how you manipulate Jamboard. To begin, I'm going to click the plus sign on the bottom right corner. That opens up a brand new Jamboard for me. Next, I'm going to rename my Jamboard, and just like anything else in Google, I'm going to go up to the top left corner and I'm going to rename my Jamboard. Once it's renamed, I can begin creating. So I have my pen tool, and it has some different options, including a pen, a highlighter, a paintbrush, as well as some colors. I like that it doesn't have a lot of choices, so students don't get hung up on too many choices and they can focus on the activity. Next to that is the eraser. So if I were to draw anything on my Jamboard, my eraser comes through and it can erase any items that need to be deleted. My Selector Tool works great if I'm inserting an image. So if I go to the image option, I can pull an image from my desktop, or I can grab an image from Google. So if I want to grab an image from Google, I'm going to choose Google Image Search. And then I can do a search for whatever item I'm looking for and insert it into my Jamboard. To insert it, I click on the picture I want and then choose Insert. I can move it around on my Jamboard. I can resize it. So I got some basic choices there, and then the drop down allows me to duplicate it, delete it, and if I had multiple pictures, I could put them in order as well. So then my selection tool allows me to select the Jamboard image and move it around. If I want to add in a sticky note, I can click on the sticky note option. You have choice of colors, and then you can type your text here inside the sticky note. I have the option to add some shapes, so it's limited, but we do have the basic shapes, my text, and then this cool feature is the laser. So if I want to circle something specific, I can do that with the laser. If I want to add another page to my Jamboard, so if I have multiple pages for different groups or whatever my reason, I simply click the arrow on the top center and change the page. So that's how Jamboard works. There's not a lot to it. Once it's done, you'll want to share it. There's a couple of ways that you can share it. The first is by clicking the share option. And then I can either type in the name of my group, or I can adjust who's going to view it. So I can have it restricted, which means no one can see it but those that I allow or give permission to. I can restrict it to my district, and I can also choose anyone with the link. So if I were to share this with if I were to choose anyone with a link, and then I were to copy the link, anybody that I shared it with would be able to access it. Once I make those adjustments, I click done, and then I can paste it wherever I want it to go. Another option is once I've copied the link, I can go into my Google Classroom. So once you create your activity or your assignment in Google Classroom, there's 2 ways that you can insert the link. The first is going to add and choose link, and you can paste it in there and save it. Another option is to type it in the instructions. And so either of those will work. It doesn't really matter. And then you can assign it like normal to your students. And that's a way that you can share the Jamboard with them. If you're giving an individual Jamboard, you're going to want to click on the drop down and choose make a copy for each student. So what that will do is each student will get their individual Jamboard and you'll grade it just like you would a Google Docs or a Google Slides. So that's how you can utilize Jamboard with Google Classroom. And I hope that you take some time. If you search Jamboards, Jamboard templates, you'll get all sorts of resources that are available to you. If you go to images, it gives you a better visual of what's available. And so you can see the different templates. I also know Teacher Pay Teacher has some Jamboards in there. I searched for free and I found several of them. The ones that I showed you were all Jamboards that I found online. So if Jamboard's something you want to use, but you need some extra help, please don't hesitate to reach out to me for additional services. Thank you.